A very good morning and welcome to this edition of US 101's Visual Radio. Bringing you the news, I'm Hashni Patrana. And before we take a look at your news in detail, let's take a look at your headlines first.
News First headline.
Registration of newly elected MPs to begin today. First cabinet meeting today. Showers expected across several provinces in the island. Russia vows tangible response if US missiles used against its territory. Opener wins recall as Bangladesh name ODI squad for island visit. On to your top story this morning, the registration of newly elected MPs began today. The Secretary General of Parliament, Kashani Rohanadira, says that the registration process will continue tomorrow as well. Those elected as MPs at the 2024 parliamentary election are supposed to provide their information to the Parliament of Sri Lanka. A special counter has been set up in Parliament to gather information about the newly elected MPs. The Secretary General of Parliament, Kashani Rohanadira, says that this counter will be open today and tomorrow. Meanwhile, a special workshop will be held for MPs elected to Parliament for the very first time on the 25th, 26th and 27th of November. The inaugural session of the 10th Parliament will begin at 10 a.m. on the 21st of this month. A new Speaker, Deputy Speaker and a Deputy Chairman of committees will be appointed on that day. After the appointment of the new Speaker, the newly elected members of Parliament will take their oaths before the Speaker. Thereafter, President Anukumara Dissanayake will present the new government's policy statement at 11:30 a.m. On to our next story. The first cabinet meeting of the new government was held this morning at the President's office. Chaired by President Anukumara Dissanayake, the meeting commenced at 10 a.m. The 21-member cabinet of the National People's Power Government was sworn in yesterday before President Anukumara Dissanayake at the President's office. The cabinet includes 7 university professors, 2 doctors, a lawyer, an engineer and 7 other graduates. Now taking a look at your weather update, showers will occur at times in the northern, eastern and north central provinces. Showers or thunder showers will occur in western, Sabaragamuwa, central, southern, Uva and northwestern provinces during the evening or night. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in western, Sabaragamuwa and northern provinces and in Galle and Matra districts. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in western, Sabaragamuwa, central and Uva provinces and in Galle and Matra districts during the morning hours. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers.
International news.
Now shifting your attention to the international arena, Ukraine marked 1,000 days today since Russia's full-scale invasion, with weary troops battling on numerous fronts, Kiev besieged by frequent drone and missile attacks, and officials preparing for Donald Trump to reclaim the White House in January. In a boost for the country, US President Joe Biden gave the green light for US missiles to be used against targets deeper inside Russia, potentially limiting its options to launch attacks and supply the front. Even though Russia did not comment immediately, in a later response, Russia now says that the use of long-range missiles by Ukraine will lead to an appropriate and tangible response. Such an attack inside Russian territory would represent the direct involvement of the United States and its satellites in hostilities against Russia, said a foreign ministry statement.
Sports news.
Finally, moving on to your sports update. Bangladesh will host Ireland for 3 matches in Mirpur and have handed an experienced opener a recall. Experienced opener Sharmin Akhtar has won a recall to Bangladesh's squad for the upcoming 3-match ODI series against Ireland. Sharmin hasn't played for her country since she featured against India in July last year, but earns a spot in the 15-player squad for the 3-games series that commences in Mirpur on the 27th of November. The right-hander has played more than 50 international matches for Bangladesh and was the second leading run scorer for her country at the most recent edition of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup in New Zealand in 2022 with 147 runs from 6 appearances. And with that, we wrap up this edition of US 101's Visual Radio. Bringing you the news, I'm Hashni Patrana. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more of the very latest.